Howdy y'all, Fuzzy Biker here. Look what we got today. We are at Loess Hills Harley Davidson down in southwest Iowa, and they have been kind enough to lend me this absolutely gorgeous 2018 Tri-Glide Ultra. Just look at that beautiful thing. It's a lovely two-tone, kind of a, I'm not sure what the color's called, I'll put it down below, but it's a kind of a red on red. Just an absolutely beautiful thing. Just take a look at that and let that soak in. Just gorgeous. Look at that fairing from the front. Wow. I don't even know where to start with something like this. Okay, we'll just point out some little details. Look at these little adjustable wings for air control. There's another vent up here that's, look down here, open, close. Control the pressure right here. It's got these lowers on it to keep the weather off of you. There's also radiators in there for the heads. They put these protectors on the fenders. I think it's still running stock pipes. Look at that back end. Isn't that neat? Just a beautiful thing. This twin pipe sticking out like that. The Harley Davidson kind of ghosted in right there. Okay, so what is it? Well, it's a for engine, it's 107 cubic inches, which is about 1,753 cubic centimeters. It puts out, we weren't really sure on the torque, so we're going to say about 107, 108 foot-pounds of torque and maybe 90, 95 horsepower. I'll put that in the below if I get that wrong. So this is the M8 engine, and it's got the M8 heads. On this particular bike, on the Ultra Trikes, like this, the Tri-Glides, the heads are liquid cooled around the exhaust pipe, hence the radiators in here. And that helps, that allowed them to bump the compression up from 10 to 10.5, give you a little more juice. Just a beautiful looking, very distinctive looking engine. I'm not sure if this one has the rear cylinder disable option. I know the newer ones do, all of them. I'm guessing this one does too. I meant to look that up before I came out here, but isn't that just a gorgeous looking engine? And of course the 6-speed transmission. These have the hydraulic clutch, and it's Brembo, all Brembo, the hydraulics are all Brembo on this bike. The newer ones they went back to cable for some reason. But just a gorgeous looking engine. Just soak that in. Loads of power, lots of torque, just loads of torque. I mean, these things, I just drove this down here, and that's one thing I will say, lots of torque. Does not lack. Front suspension, let's start up there. The forks are 49 millimeter, and I think these are the bent valve design, although I don't believe these are Showas. The newer ones have Showa forks. These have Brembo brakes. All Harleys have Brembo brakes now. It's a floating disc with a fixed caliper, I believe. I don't believe the caliper floats. A dual disc on the front. And one thing I would say, I drove a freewheeler a couple weeks back, and I would say the brakes are just absolutely excellent. And on the back they've got disc as well right there. Look at those beautiful, I think that's a 7-spoke wheel. Yeah, 7-spoke, 14 depending on how you count it. But just gorgeous. Stepping up from there, this gorgeous batwing fairing, which Harley makes the best weather protection on the market. I just love it. I took a bike with a fairing similar to this down in Missouri, 150 miles of rain, and I stayed dry. Everything but my legs. It didn't have the lowers on it. LED lighting, LED road lights. I think the new ones have LED blinkers as well. The wheelbase on something like this is 65.7 inches, which I'm amazed it isn't longer. It looks really big, but it's actually not too bad at all. I've had motorcycles with a longer wheelbase than that. It's about 1,669 millimeters, and the ground clearance, if you look at that, is 4.9 inches. And I'd love to measure that because it sure looks like a lot more than that. That's about 125 millimeters. Seat height on a bike like this is 27.1 inches. Very easy to get on and off. I was able to get on it from the floor or from the ground, just threw my leg over it. A lot of people use a floorboard to throw their leg over. That's about 688 millimeters. So very low seat. I think the freewheeler was actually the freewheeler model was actually an inch lower than that. And then of course once you sit on it, it kind of ladens down. Fuel tank on something like this is 6 gallons. That's 22.7 liters. Lots of range. I think you're supposed to get in the 40s for mileage, so you should get plenty of range on something like this. The filler's in the middle on this model. The freewheeler had the gas gauge and filler over here. very nicely done on their part. It's just a gorgeous look. By the way, just look at that paint in the sun here. I hope that's picking up. Just absolutely gorgeous. Just love it. Look at that off the fairing. Look at that. Wow. Just a glistening. Just a glistening. The big question on these is, what do they weigh? Well, the newer ones weigh 1,204 pounds dry. That's 546 kilograms. And wet, I think they're about 1,243 pounds or something like that with a full tank of gas. So not terribly bad. I mean, that's for a bike of this size, that's, you know, that's great. I think that's a very good weight. I was absolutely amazed by that. Tire on the front. This is kind of an odd thing. Let's see if we can spot a size on the tire here. It's a Harley Davidson tire. The net calls it an MT90 B16, and on the rears it says they have 205 65 15s. And just look at those rears. They're very beefy tire. This particular model bike has about 13,000 miles on it, by the way. Already talked about the lighting and the brakes. The newer ones all have traction control. This one does not have traction control. Just a gorgeous thing. Just a gorgeous thing. So in researching these, I was, you know, wondering why somebody would buy one of these. And I drove the freewheeler a while back, and I just fell in love with how it rode. I just fell in love with how it drives. I love motorcycles, all motorcycles. I drive, you know, 1,000 miles or more a week, and I will say that this is a totally different and very unique experience in the motorcycle world. This is not something you graduate up to or have to go into. This is something I think that should just stand on its own. They're just an absolutely fun and gorgeous bike. I think as a trike, it's just a phenomenal machine. I think the biggest advantage of something like this, besides the fact that it's larger, more stable, easier to see, has plenty of power, is the fact that it has lots of comfort. You know, this gigantic, very comfortable rear seat, speakers, the whole, I mean, look at that. Who wouldn't want to sit back there? And they also have armrests you can get for these on both sides. You know, great weather protection, and of course, lots and lots of storage. If I were to try to cross the country on a motorcycle again, I think something like this would allow you to carry a lot more gear. And there's other things you can get for it. You can get little bags that go on here. I'm wondering if you can get racks that go up here so you can strap stuff here. Of course, you can get a luggage rack up here. Down here, there's this massive trunk. I think you can get 2 full face helmets in there, but just look how deep that is. It just goes all the way back, you know? Just amazing amount of room. And I love the way it's very solid feeling. And like I said, you can get 2 full face helmets in there easy. And then back here, well, what do we have? We got my helmet back here. 1 full face helmet for sure, possibly 2. I would not be surprised if you can get 2 in here. Works very well indeed. So let's look at that here real quick. This one has like a little, this is your glove compartment, little package holder. I don't know if that's a toolkit or what that is. You can get liners for this to you know, little pockets and things like that. You can get a caddy back here. You can do the same thing on this. You can get a caddy on the back door right here. There's bespoke luggage for this that Harley makes, and so do other companies. But very nice, very you know, great product line. Let's go ahead and lock that, latch that. Barrel keys for both the back, you know, the bottom and this one. The radio antenna right there. Other things that make it good for touring. Intercom system. This one is a wire-based one. You can get the new, I think it's called a Win system from Harley Davidson for the new ones. That's totally wireless. The other thing I would talk about would be this thing here. This is not the boom box on this older model. The new one has a boom box, the larger screen, 6.5-inch TFT. This has got a smaller screen and physical buttons, where the new one has a touch screen totally. This is also a touch screen, by the way. And of course, just like everything, if you look at all of this Harley Davidson, everything's top end, high quality all the way. I did not learn what that button was for. So let's talk about the hardware. First, let's look at the dash. Analog, speedometer, tachometer, voltage meter, fuel gauge right there. Very nice. Of course, the entertainment system. There's a nav system in there. Nav is not ready right now. Okay, that's fine. A home button there. Good old radio. I think it's a 4-speaker system. Yeah, one down there. So going up here to the switch gear, the button that I don't know about, I'll ask about that if I remember. Reverse is on this side for this bike. The newer one's reverse is on that side because the traction control button's over here. The high-low beam, horn, home button for this, and you can also control your radio with this, volume and station. Cruise control is right there. I'll find out what that is if I think of it. Hazard light, start button, kill button. Looks like an information button. Another joystick to control this. So let's see if I do this. Okay, stations. Push that. All right, very nice. But what I would say is, looking at all this, it just, as with every Harley, the quality is very high. One thing Harley does is they get the details right every single time. Look at this mirror. Just gorgeous, gorgeous work on their part. Coming down here, this particular model is equipped with a heel shifter. I think the standard ones are a toe shifter only. Big running boards, the emergency brakes right down there. Passenger has these large running boards as well. Beautifully done. Crash bars, you know, to hold the radiators and to put the wind protection on. Being an Ultra, it's got the lowers. Just isn't that just gorgeous? Oh, I didn't notice this earlier. Wind control here. I don't know how you do that. I'm not going to try to force it, but very nice, very nice. Not sure what that is. Okay. It's got the covers for the wheels, for the fenders, protectors. Just a gorgeous all the way around machine. I just love it. I love it. I've been dying to ride one of these. I rode, like I said, I rode the freewheeler a couple months or so back, and just fell in love with it. And look at that! Isn't that just a gorgeous thing? They had a Gauntlet Gray in there, and I asked for this one because I like the color of this one better. The Gauntlet Gray was a 22. Maybe we'll do that one next time. But it's just gorgeous. The new ones are. They have these bikes in vivid black, crimson, and vivid black, and I don't think this is actually crimson. Metallic green denim deluxe, Gauntlet Gray with vivid black, and the Gauntlet Gray with vivid black. It's the gray on this area, the black here, and then it's got these beautiful blue stripes. And I've got a picture of that I'll try to put up here somewhere. But just a gorgeous machine. Look at these little handles here. What do you guys think? Hot rod, huh? Absolutely gorgeous. Hey, I'm Fuzzy Biker. I'm here at Les Hills Harley Davidson off Interstate 29. I think it's exit 35. And I'm going to take that hot rod for a ride. Wahoo! Let's go. To get on this hot rod, there's a couple ways. I was watching the salesman. He put his foot on here and threw his leg over, and that's one way. I'm going to grab here and just throw my foot over. The seat height is so low that I think that works just fine. Accessory on. Got the emergency brake on yet. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rumbles to life. Oh yeah, it sounds delicious. We're going to pull forward just a little bit here. And I want to use the reverse mode here real quick, just briefly. To do reverse, you put it in neutral. Neutral light came on. You come over here to the reverse button on the left side on this model. The new one's reverse is on the right. You hit that until the R lights up over here, and then you hit it again. Oh, that's pretty darn smooth. I like it. I like it. And to get it out of reverse, you put it in gear and she's ready to go. All right, look at that. Loads of good feel. Loads of good feel. Got very good sound. This is, I think, stock exhaust. Yeah, this one is. Let's do a tight turn here. Look how tight this thing turns. I wonder what the turning radius is. I'll try to find that online. If I can find it, I'll post it. Let's see if we can do it another one. Go all the way out to the edge. Clutch has got great feel, by the way. Look at that. We're still on the road. Excellent. Excellent. And since it's got 3 wheels, I don't have to worry about balancing it. There is Les Hills Harley Davidson. If you need a new Harley or a used Harley, go in there and talk to those guys. They will help you out. Ask for Jimmy. He's great to work with and eager to please. Wahoo! Let's roll. It's got plenty of torque. It's got so much pull. I just love it. The gear indicator right there. We're in third gear right now. I'm just putting along about 3,000 RPM. Incredibly stable feeling. One thing I didn't talk about was the rear suspension on the newer models anyway, is adjustable. They've got a, it's called an emulsion shock on the rear. You pop the seat off, and there's a little knob that pops up, and you turn that knob. I do not think the front one's adjustable. Another thing about the brakes on this, I did say there were Brembo brakes. Dual disc floating on the front with 4 piston calipers, I believe, each brake, each disc, and a disc on each wheel on the back. The front and rear brakes are linked, so there is a link system. And when I rode the freewheeler a while back, one of the things I would say is the brakes were something I just didn't have to think about. They just worked so well, you know, they just did everything they were supposed to so well. The mirrors, well, the mirrors are in great spot for me. Blinker button, we'll hit that. Harley Davidson has a left blinker button on the left side and a right blinker button on the right side. One thing about being on a trike is it's so large, you're very visible. Blinker shut off. Blinker lights are here and here. Very still air right through here, very nice. I bet this would be great in the rain. Those are the beautiful Loess Hills here. They stretch from very southern Iowa all the way up to Akron, Iowa, about 2/3, 3/4 of the way up the state on the west coast. Okay, at 65 we are tacking about 2,800, 67 miles an hour. That's pretty darn good, I'd say. Let's slow it down to 60 and see what we get. At 60 miles an hour we're tacking about 2,500, maybe a little more, 2,600, somewhere in there. Turns easy. A little bit of arm effort, a little more than a motorcycle because they turn flat. One thing I think that Harley does with their transmissions is they engineer them to be clunky like that. They are very positive shifting and they shift easy. They just make that ka-thunk noise. You know you're in gear. This is a relatively rough road, at least back there, and the bike just soaks it right up. I really would love, I think these are a lot of fun to drive. I think they're just a lot of fun. Like I said, I would love to have one of these in my garage. You know, you want to go on a long cruise with a friend, this has got the seat. There's a real nice seat on the rear end. Look at those beautiful fall colors. Lots of luxury, I think, in this. I mean, it's the ultimate machine, really. It's a little, like I said, it's a little more arm work to run one of these, but not much. And I think once you get used to it, you kind of learn the, you know, the push and pull and the easy of it. And I bet if you put 100 miles on something like this, that would not be an issue at all. It'd be, you know, just a normal drive, day drive kind of thing. I did some circles in the parking lot, and at the beginning of this ride, and I did not feel that it's an over amount of energy to do this, to ride it. I broke my shoulder about 10 weeks ago, and it puts no strain on my shoulder at all. Look at this beautiful, oh, isn't this gorgeous? Iowa's Loess Hills are just full of roads like this. You ever get up here, this is the reason alone to come visit Loess Hills Harley Davidson and Loess Hills, just to ride these roads. I really think this is something that, you know, you like motorcycle riding, get yourself one of these, and look how tight this thing turns. You know, one of these in your garage as well would be just a great thing. Take the wife out, whomever. It's just a beautiful machine for that kind of thing. It's just a pure comfort thing. Absolutely. Look at that. No need to get the RPMs up very high. The clutch is just like butter. The friction zone is very wide and very easy. The motor has so much torque that it's just one of the easiest motorcycles to ride, I believe, as far as the clutch goes. If you have not ridden a trike, get yourself down to Loess Hills and try one out. Like I said, ask for Jimmy. He'll help you out. Just a beautiful thing. It feels so stable. I think that is a key word to throw in on this. So stable and easy. And the ride, by the way, is just phenomenal. Just incredibly smooth. The newer models, the 22s, have Showa forks on the front and the bending valve system. I think this has the bending valve system on it, but they're not Showas. And I know the newer ones have the emulsion shocks with the adjustment on the rear, and I'm not sure if this particular model does. This is a 2018. but it's a very nice ride. You know, I can only imagine the newer ones are even more comfortable. So one of the most bizarre aspects the first time I rode this, and even now, is here I am at a stop and I did not put my feet down. It's just sitting here. We got some traffic here. Well, let's get out there and do it. Let's see what she does. Well, there's road speed. She is not lacking for power in any way. I love the M8 engine. I just love it. Rumble, rumble, rumble. It's beautiful. It's an orchestra. Music to the ears. Phenomenal. Phenomenal. I love it. I just love it. I'm an amateur on trikes, and this thing is just a joy to ride. I just love it. I can only imagine that if somebody got one of these and put a couple hundred miles on it, it'd just be a whole different machine from what I'm experiencing today. And what I'm experiencing today is great. Hey, if you're enjoying the video, please hit like, subscribe, let me know what you like about it, and we'll do some more. If you're interested in a new or used Harley Davidson, get down here to Lus Hills Harley Davidson, Interstate 29. Oh, I just love this thing. Exit 35. Ask for Jimmy or any of their sales staff. All of them are great. And get yourself a ride on one of these. All right. Hey guys, life is short. Get out there and ride. Get yourself down to Lus Hills Harley Davidson. Wahoo! Not sure if the camera can pick up that sound, but the radiator's got fans on it, and they're actually running right now. Just got back. You can hear them. Yeah, they just shut off. All right, I just found this sitting out here. Brand new.